Hello world, Geriatric Geek here. How in the heck are you? I hope you're doing great. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning here in North Las Vegas. It's going to be kind of windy today. I think we're going to have wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, but hey, it's only going to that way it won't be too hot. I think it's going to only be in the upper 80s, so that's a good thing. Hey, thanks for joining me today. We got a little video we're going to watch, present to you about my movie hauls from Deep Discount and Amazon. That's right, I hoarded up again. Today being Thursday, May the 20th. I hope everybody's doing good out there, and yeah, let's get right into it. Let's see what the old geek hoarded up on this time around. Deep Discount, of course, I'll leave a link to where you can find their stuff in the comments or in my description. You know what? They have some really good sales, and most of the stuff I picked up will probably end up in Dollar Tree at some point, if it hasn't already. But low budget is the word of the day on the stuff from Deep Discount. The stuff from Amazon, not so much low budget. I don't expect to see any of those in Dollar Tree anytime soon, but you never know. Anyway, let's do this thing. First up, from H.P. Lovecraft comes a movie that has Barbara Crampton in it. That's right. Barbara Crampton, a lost classic finally unleashed. The Evil Clergyman. The Evil Clergyman. Not rated. 2012 is when it was released, but it was shot in 1987. And then indeed it says it was lost somewhere. And then they finally released it in 2012. Put out by Full Moon. The Evil Clergyman. In 1987, Charles Band directed Pulse Pounders, an anthology film comprised of three 30-minute sequels to the biggest hits of Empire Pictures. In 2011, a Pulse Pounders work print on VHS was discovered. Charles Band and a team of digital experts have been working for the last year digitally restoring it. Richard Band, the composer of classic film scores such as Reanimator and Puppet Master, have composed an original, lavish 1980s style score for it. So basically, it reunites horror's hottest duo, Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton. The Evil Clergyman also stars horror legends David Warner and David Gale. This historic cinematic premiere was attended by director Charles Band, stars Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton, and composer Richard Band. Has a few special features, but it's based on H.P. Lovecraft's the Evil Clergyman. Don't know anything about this movie, be honest with you. If you know anything, have you seen it? You know anything about it? Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. So we're going to check it out. Next, I thought I had seen this one in Dollar Tree before. Let me know down below if you have seen it in Dollar Tree. But this is a full screen version of Pinocchio's Revenge. I like revenge films, and this is a doll revenge film. R-rated, 1996, 96 minutes, psychological horror, so that's right up my alley, and it gets so-so reviews. You know, half the people like it, half the people don't. It's about a possessed Pinocchio doll, is what I'm getting. We'll see. The ultimate children's fairy tale comes alive with a bloody new twist in Pinocchio's Revenge. When the wooden puppet of a murdered boy falls into the hands of an attorney's 8-year-old daughter, a grisly end soon awaits anyone standing in the way of the girl and her malicious marionette. Alright. Sounds good. I love my revenge films. I love psychological terror, so there you go. Next up, Nothing good happens after midnight. I don't know. I beg to differ. The Midnight Man. Not rated, 88 minutes, 2017. It gets middle of the road reviews. Looks creepy as heck, I gotta say that. Hoping to fix their dysfunctional marriage, a couple travels to isolated mountain cabin to work out their problems. Don't do that. That's a horror story waiting to happen. But the one problem they didn't anticipate is the maniac trying to kill them. Yeah. Yeah, look at that back, man. Ugh. Never go to that cabin in the woods. Play if you dare. The Midnight Game. The Midnight Game, R-rated, 74 minutes from 2013, put out by Anchor Bay. Yeah, it's about folks that do an ancient pagan ritual. That's not a good idea either. You never know what you're going to get. Okay, so we got a partying teen whose friends decide to perform an ancient pagan ritual found online called the Midnight Game. Candles are lit, a drop of blood is spilled, your worst fear is confessed, and an entity is summoned. But if the rules are not followed exactly, punishment is promised. Tonight, the game is not being taken seriously. A demonic horror has been unleashed, and now even daylight cannot save or stop the nightmares that may destroy them all. Whew! Sounds good. The Midnight Game. Like I said before, if you've seen any of these, let me know. Let me know down below. Next up is a trauma. It's a trauma film called Graduation Day. R-rated, 96 minutes from 1981. It's a whodunit slasher, I think. Basically, from what I've read, it's a Friday the 13th clone. It has really good plot twists. The Trauma team is proud to present the suspenseful, heart-stopping shocks and mystery of Graduation Day. It's just weeks before high school graduation, and members of the track team are being mysteriously and gruesomely murdered, one at a time. When the team's star runner, Laura Rumstead, falls dead at the end of a championship meet, her sister, Anne, comes to town and a series of grisly murders begin. Is Anne responsible, or is it Coach Michaels, who has been fired because of Laura's death? Perhaps it's the campus policeman who is disliked because of his overzealous drug investigations. Or is it Laura's boyfriend, Kevin, who can't reconcile himself to Laura's death? You won't want to see Graduation Day alone. Okay, there you go. Graduation Day. That sounds pretty good. Little whodunit for slashers. I got all over me. I got this. These movies have dust on them and getting all over me. Don't like it. All right, next up, a Midnight Madness series. It's called The Initiation. The Initiation, R-rated, 97 minutes from 1996. It's one of those that gets middle-of-the-road reviews also. A long-buried family secret comes back to haunt the present, and a sorority ceremony becomes a real hell night for Kelly Fairchild. When Kelly and her 3 girlfriends play one final prank by breaking into the department store owned by Kelly's stepfather, an initiation into a real nightmare of terror begins. All right. Has Vera Miles in it, of course, who played in Psycho. Very good. Put out by Lake Shore. The Initiation. Next up, There's No Place to Hide When the Dead Are Alive. 106 minutes long from 1972. It's pretty good reviews. It's an Italian thriller, evidently. When the brutalized bodies of two lovers are found in a recently evacuated Etruscan tomb, Etruscan, Etruscan, I'm sorry, I'm butchering that word, Etruscan tomb, positioned after the manner of ancient sacrifice, the leader of the archaeological team, Professor Jason, who had opened the tomb without authorization, is suspected of the murders, and the apparent gaps in his memory seem to give weight to his culpability. Some want to blame the crime on a curse left by the long-dead Etruscan demon god, Chachuca, whose image is found on the wall of the tomb, or is someone merely using the legend to throw investigators and Porter off the trail? No one is more motivated to discover the truth than Porter, who is quickly running out of time. The Dead Are Alive, 1972. I was in college at the time. Next up, Midnight Madness series continues. Return to Horror High. R-rated, 94 minutes, from 1987. It's a horror comedy. Gets middle-of-the-road reviews. In 1982, Crippen High School was the scene of a series of brutal murders. The killer was never caught. Now, a low-budget film crew that includes an ill-fated leading man, George Clooney, the pretentious director, Scott Jacoby, a lecherous producer, Alex Rocco, and numerous nubile actresses have all returned to Crippen High to film the story of what actually happened. But when members of the production are stalked and slaughtered one by one, it appears that the depraved maniac is back. Who will survive the massacre, and what will be left of their careers? Has Ben Casey in it. Maureen McCormick, who played Marcia from the Brady Bunch. I'll let you read the back. Sounds like comedy at its best, at its worst. Hopefully it's not so bad it's good. We'll see. Next up, oh man, this one looks creepy. Gorgasm, not rated, 2007, 80 minutes. Over the top cheesy fun is what I'm thinking. This thing actually gets really good reviews. Get ready for sloppy seconds. The brutal, unstoppable CFK killer is back for another knee-deep adventure in death, drugs, and perversion. And for video store clerk Mark and his girlfriend, the nightmare has just begun as the notoriously deformed monster begins to kill off all their friends. With the police unwilling and unable to help, it's up to the beautiful and deadly all-girl gang, Clam, to end CFK once and for all. Put out by Wild Eye. Well, Wild Eye does some crazy stuff, don't they? Wild Eye Releasing. Next up, The Fappening. Is that what that says? The Fappening. How far would you go for fame? The Fappening. 2015, 80 minutes, not rated. Inspired by the August 2014 celebrity cell phone hack. Alan Smithy is a struggling filmmaker that has had sex with countless actresses that were trying to break into the business. Explicit pictures and videos of these women and Alan are leaked online when his cell phone gets mysteriously hacked. Destroying their lives and careers, trying to do the damage control, he now finds himself pushed to the limit and must make a decision that could prove fatal for everyone around him. Okay, never heard of this one. Looks creepy as heck, doesn't it? Cell phone hackers. Alright. And last but not least, from Deep Discount Haul, we got Talia Shire. That's right, old Talia Shire. R-rated, 98 minutes, 1998. A psycho thriller. Of course, Talia was in Rocky series. Talia Shire stars as Melanie Leroy, a woman who wants nothing more than to settle down with a good man and have a family. But her dream is shattered when she discovers her husband is having an affair, and she kills him. Soon after, she takes over as the landlady of an apartment house she has inherited. As Melanie becomes more self-deluded, she will go to any length, including murder, to make sure no one interferes with her plans to snag the ideal husband. Put out by Image and Trimark. There you go. If you've seen any of these, like I said before, let me know down below and what you thought of them. Alright, so these next ones are all things I picked up from Amazon. Every day, excuse me just a second. Most every day, I wake up and I go to Blu-ray.com and I look to see what's on sale, what has had a price drop, and those kinds of things. So that being said, I pick up a bunch of stuff that's all on sale. None of these things, I don't think, no, none of them. I did not pay full price for any of these things. So let's get right into it. First up, Fear is Contagious, because it's called Before They Fire. Not rated, 2020, 91 minutes. It's a drama thriller. Gets pretty good reviews. It's basically the pandemic angle. Yeah, we're in one, or hopefully over one. As a global pandemic engulfs Los Angeles, rising TV show Ava Boone is forced to flee the mounting chaos and return to her rural hometown. As she struggles to acclimate to a way of life she left behind long ago, her homecoming attracts a dangerous figure from her past, threatening both her and the family that serves as her only sanctuary. Brimming with tension and paranoia. Alright, let's get some pandemic stuff started. I'm sure we're going to have all kinds of movies coming out that have to do with this current situation where we find ourselves in. Next up, another Agatha Christie thing, or a Agatha Christie movie, Endless Night. Endless Night from 1972, 99 minutes long, not rated. It's a crime horror. Put out by, this is a Kino Lorber release. Gets good reviews. It's from the Agatha Christie novel, and it was filmed in the UK. It also has Hayley Mills in it. Of course, Hayley played in Pollyanna and Parent Trap. Yeah, Hayley Mills. Based on the terrifying suspense novel by Agatha Christie. Alright, very good. So Hayley is cast as a wealthy heiress who moves into a magnificent dream house with her new husband. But when murder begins to make itself at home, the stage is set for a stunning climax that even hardcore Christie fans consider one of her darkest and most shocking twists ever. Alright, that sounds like fun to me. Kino Lorber put this one out. You can read the rest there if you'd like. Next up, if the suspense doesn't get you, the terror will. I believe this one has been at Dollar Tree. I think I remember seeing it. Let me know down below if you guys have seen it. Torment. Torment, R-rated, 1986, 84 minutes. It's a psychotronic film. That basically means low budget and kind of weird take on whatever you're watching. I've never really been able to figure out exact definition of what psychotronic is, so if any of you guys have an insight to that, let me know down below. But that's what it's called, a psychotronic film. Torment, The Anatomy of Murder, family style. Bob is a mild-mannered, likable middle-aged guy, charming and sincere, but he does have one serious character failing. He has a penchant for killing young women for the slightest provocation, real or imagined, and his methods are, shall we say, rather barbaric. Okay. If you guys have seen this one, I haven't. I'm excited to kind of check this one out. Glad to have this one. Trying to see who put this out. New World Pictures. New World Pictures. Next up, We have The Nearest Human Being. True Love is a Killer. True Love is a Killer. The Nearest Human Being. Not rated, 80 minutes from 2019. It's so review. It's a comedy, romantic kind of thing. Kind of got this more so for my wife. She's into these kind. She likes the comedy, romance kind of edgy stuff. The Nearest Human Being tells the tumultuous tale of a romance between a wannabe actor and office worker Devon and beautiful young model Jasmine. Things start off with a fiery passion, but when Devon can't commit to moving in together, Jasmine decides that he is not long-term relationship material. Devon can't let go of the relationship and does everything he can to get her back. Meanwhile, Jasmine starts seeing a new man who takes her into a dark world of drugs and unforeseen complications. Are Devon and Jasmine meant to be together, or are their problems too much to overcome? We shall see. Let my wife tell me all about that one. Next up, from the team that brought you Becky, Southbound. Speaking of Southbound, I do believe we have that here. And the VHS trilogy. It's called Doors. Not rated, 81 minutes, 2021. It's a sci-fi, basically a sci-fi anthology film. And it gets crappy reviews. It really does. But hey, I kind of want to check out a sci-fi anthology film. Without warning, millions of mysterious alien doors suddenly appear around the globe. In a rush to determine the reason for their arrival, mankind must work together to understand the purpose of these cosmic anomalies. A string of bizarre incidences that occur in the proximity of these sentient doors lead humanity to question its own existence and that of an altered reality as it attempts to enter them. Put out by Epic Pictures. Doors. If you've seen that one, let me know what you thought. It doesn't get very good reviews. Next up, only life could have written this gruesome story. Only life could have written this gruesome story. About as twisted, as perverse as they come, says Cinema Arcana. Bloodlust. Bloodlust. Not rated, 1977 horror, or romantic horror at that. Evidently it's quite disturbing. And it gets pretty good reviews. It's 90 minutes long. The wild side of world cinema, based on the terrifying true story of the vampire of Nuremberg. Didn't know there was such a thing. Haunted by a childhood trauma, a deaf-mute accountant develops a fixation with blood spilling across his skin. Brief flirtations with ketchup and red ink seem to satisfy him at first, but he soon develops a taste for the real thing. Though he nurses a weird fascination for a neighborhood girl who passes the time by dancing on the rooftop, he remains socially withdrawn with his co-workers and can't even find comfort in the arms of a hooker. One night he breaks into the property of the local undertaker and ravages the prettiest female corpse. Now addicted, he habitually raids the tombs of the dead and drinks blood from their throats via a spiked double-pronged glass straw. Holy moly. Holy moly. Who put this out? Baum? There you go. That sounds pretty interesting to me. And next, the collector's edition, the 4K HD Blu-ray. John Carpenter's. I did not have this as a Blu-ray in my collection. The Prince of Darkness. R-rated, 1987, 102 minutes. It gets great reviews. I enjoyed it. Has Donald Pleasance in it. Of course, who was in Halloween. One of my favorite films of all. Master of Horror, John Carpenter, also did Halloween and The Thing. Directs this terrifying battle between mankind and the ultimate evil. A group of graduate students and scientists uncover an ancient canister in an abandoned church, but when they open it, they inadvertently unleash a strange liquid and evil force on all of humanity. Whoa. There you can see old Donald Pleasance there on the back. You guys can read the back if you like. Put out by Shout Factory. Yay, Shout Factory. Next up, I've seen the Lawnmower Man 1, but I understand this is not much like it. But anyway, I think this has been at Dollar Tree, I think. If maybe the Lawnmower Man was, I'm not real sure. Lawnmower Man 2, PG-13, 1996, 93 minutes long. It's a sci-fi thriller. Gets crappy reviews. It's not much like the first movie from what I understand. Enter the deadly world of virtual reality where information is the key to world domination. In this intelligent sci-fi thriller that picks up where the original Lawnmower Man ended. From what I understand, that's not true. So the dude becomes a hostage in futuristic hell, but when he discovers a computer chip that will give him the key to the ultimate revenge, the battle for the world control begins. This sounds interesting. I'll give it a go. Let me know down below if you've seen it. Here we go, little Lon Chaney Jr. stuff, the complete film collection of Inner Sanctum Mysteries. I've been wanting this one for a while. I finally got it for very inexpensive. Not rated, 6 hours and 21 minutes. Of course, this is based on the radio show from 1941 to like 52 or 3 or something. All from the 1940s. Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum. Get ready for unlimited thrills and chills of all 6 of Universal's classic Inner Sanctum mysteries come to Blu-ray for the first time ever. Calling Dr. Death, Weird Woman, Dead Man's Eyes, The Frozen Ghost, Strange Confession, and Pillow of Death. Put out by Mill Creek. There's the back. You can read if you'd like. Yeah, happy to have this one. I love this kind of stuff, so I'll be watching most of those real soon. I've seen a couple of them. Next up, both a nightmare and a scream, says Variety. Unrated widescreen edition of Reeker. Reeker is not rated, from 2005, 91 minutes. It's a horror mystery. Actually gets so-so reviews. Lots of jump scares, evidently, and it has quite the twist. I love twists. When a lonely highway is inexplicably closed, 5 students sharing a ride to a party find themselves trapped at a deserted travel oasis. Refusing to let the new circumstances interfere with their fun, they settle in only to be interrupted by odd, haunting visions of severely mutilated travelers, victims of a killer trailing a dark force of decay and rot. Whoa. Put out by Showtime. Must have been on Showtime. Huh. You can read the back if you'd like. And 2 more. Here is that other one I was talking to you about, Southbound. R-rated, 2015, 89 minutes, an anthology, and it gets really good reviews. We'll check this out. On a desolate stretch of desert highway, kind of like the Seeker there, or Reeker rather. Weary travelers, 2 men on a run from their past, a band on their way to the next gig, a man struggling to get home, a brother in search of his long-lost sister, and a family on vacation are forced to confront their worst fears and darkest secrets in a series of interwoven tales of terror and remorse on the open road. Put out by The Orchard. Yeah, can't wait to check that out. If you guys have seen that one, let me know what you thought. And last but not least, from Amazon I picked up Laid to Rest. Laid to Rest, 90 minutes long, not rated, 2009, put out by Anchor Bay. Evidently, it's very gory. All right. Bobby Sue Luther. Man, it's very small writing. Star in a slasher shocker that takes the killer in a mask movie and rips it a whole new future. A young woman wakes up inside a locked casket with no memory of who she is and how she got there. But once she escapes, the girl will quickly learn that she and everyone she comes in contact with is being pursued by Chrome Skull, an unstoppable maniac armed with a metal skull mask, a shoulder-mounted video camera, and a ferocious appetite for slaughter. All right, well, there you go. Sounds interesting. Who put this out? Anchor Bay? Yeah. Anchor Bay. There you go, guys. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed my little presentation here of the things I've picked up here recently. Got a lot more I've been hoarding up, of course. A lot of movies to watch. I'm on a 3-movie per day roll right now, so yeah. If you've seen any of these, like I said, leave me a comment below. Let me tell me what you thought. And like I said, stay tuned for the next video, because my next video will have another giveaway. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you don't subscribe, please do. Also, hit that like button and the little notification bell. Let you know when I put up a new video. So until next time, you guys keep smiling, keep having fun, keep the positive attitude in your brain. Yeah, keep it. Until next time, peace.